Hey, how you guys doing? Hey, I just wanted to do a real quick video. I want to talk about the voter demographics from this past primary election that happened here on August 2nd. And in that primary, I ran unopposed as a Republican candidate, and then over on the Democrat side, the county commissioner, the incumbent county commissioner, his name's Patrick Kelly. He ran against a guy named Dustin Stumbling Bear. And so Patrick Kelly, he won that primary, obviously. And I just wanted to go over some of those numbers. So in terms of the voting that night, so on that side, Patrick Kelly, he got just shy of 5,000 votes. So he got 4,985 votes. And then Dustin Stumbling Bear just got right over 2,000 votes. So he got 2,001 votes. So that's a total right there of 6,986 votes on that side. So, and then over there on my side, I got 1,380 votes, and that was the total of Republican votes. So in these primaries, if, you can only vote on your party. So if you're Republican, you can only vote Republican. If you're Democrat, you can only vote Democrat. And if you're unaffiliated, then you couldn't vote for either one of them. So looking at the numbers, the total numbers here in my district, so we got the total number of registered Democrat voters is 10,210, and then the total number of Republican voters is 3,888. Now, those numbers shouldn't be surprising. We live in a liberal stranglehold here, so yeah, of course we're going to figure there's a lot more Democrats than Republicans. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the actual the numbers of people that went out and voted that night. So I just mentioned the totals that Patrick Kelly and Dustin Stumbling Bear got that night, and so the grand total on that is 6,986 Democrat voters voted that night. So again, that's 6,986 voters or votes out of a total of 10,210 registered Democrat votes. Now, percentage-wise, that's 68.4% of Democrats went out and voted for either one of those candidates. On my side, like I said, on the Republican side, I got 1,380 votes, and out of a total of 3,888 registered Republicans. Now, that's only a total of 35.5% of all Republicans that voted. So again, just to recap, on the Democrat side, 68.4% of Democrats voted for a Democrat candidate, and on our side, on the Republican side, only 35.5% of the registered Republicans voted. Now, again, I say it all the time, man. I'm so happy I got that many votes, man. That's a lot of votes. But that also means that 2/3 of Republicans didn't vote. Now, I get there's reasons for that. And one of the reasons is I ran unopposed, right? So there really was no reason to cast a vote if you didn't have to, if you didn't want to, right? I mean, there was no competition, so to speak, there. But on the other side, on the Democrat side, there was. So it makes a little bit more sense that they'd go out and vote. But I think it's more than that, man. I think there's more reason to that, and that's what I want to speak to today. I want to try. We got to light a fire under our base, man. I want to light a fire under all Republicans, man. We should be having 100% of Republicans out there voting. And I get, man, I get, even on the Republican side, man, I get people might not like me, man. They might look at me and they think like, oh man, this guy, look at his hair, he's all crazy looking, look like a homeless man, looks like a madman. He swears and he cusses and all that stuff, and they can't get on board with that. I don't look like a typical politician, but that's the point, man. That's the point. I'm not trying to be a typical politician, because a typical politician, especially on the Republican side, man, they're just that, man. They're politicians. They're rhinos, man. They'll lie to your face, man, or tell you one thing and do another thing, and say one thing to get elected and get in office and not do it, and then you're left going, well, hold on a second, why aren't you fighting for what we thought you were going to fight for? Well, it's because they're politicians, man. They tricked you. They shaved and they cut their hair and they put on nice clothes and they looked all fancy and stuff and talked all pretty like a politician, and it tricks people, man. It tricks people, and I ain't trying to do that. I ain't going to do that to you guys, man. What you see is what you get, man. When I tell you that I'm going to oppose the Democrats, when I tell you I'm going to cut taxes, when I tell you I'm going to oppose the mask mandates, that's what I'm going to do, man. That's what I'm going to do. So basically what I'm saying is, man, if you got a problem with me and you don't want to vote for me, I say you got to get over yourself, because this is bigger than that, man. This is way bigger than that. This is a serious battle that we're in right now. And let me give you an example. So there's a group here in Lawrence. They're called Kansas for Health Freedoms. Now it's a statewide group, but here there's a local chapter, and this local chapter and me, we butted heads. Me and the president of that group, her name's Rachel Price. We butted heads when I started protesting. The reason why we butted heads when I started protesting last summer is because, just like I just said, man, they didn't like the way I cussed. They didn't like the way I conducted myself. They thought there was a way that I should a way that I should be, and they didn't want to associate with that. So, right, in the springtime, they sent out an email asking or encouraging people to run as a Republican candidate for the Douglas County Commissioner spot in District 1, the one that I'm running for. And they said if you're interested in throwing your hat in the ring, man, to contact them, because they have a team of campaign managers that they're waiting to get in touch with you. And so, I reached out. I reached out to Rachel. I knew at the time she didn't like me, and I don't care for her either. And I knew that that invitation didn't apply to me. So I was like, I'm just going to reach out to her and see what she says. And so I emailed her and I texted her and never heard back from her. So the reason why I'm saying this is, so you got a group like Kansas for Health Freedoms. The whole reason why Kansas for Health Freedom and me even came into contact in the first place is because we were against the mask mandates that were in place, right? And Patrick Kelly, the Democrat commissioner here, put the mask mandate in place. So basically, them not wanting, Kansas for Health Freedoms, Rachel Price not wanting to endorse me and get me in touch with the campaign manager, in essence, they're saying they'd rather have Patrick Kelly in office than me. So you got a guy that they know would go against what they're for. He would impose mask mandates. They know that I am against it. I'm one of the only people in town that's openly against it, and they still won't endorse me. They still won't support me, and I don't give a fuck about that. I ain't making this video to say that. I'm using this as an example to say that if you don't vote for me and what you and I represent what you believe in on these issues, you're voting in Patrick Kelly, man. You're voting in Patrick Kelly. You're going to have somebody in there that is going to be against you. I mean, it's obvious, man. That's the case. Like, I don't understand why Kansas for Health Freedoms would be like that. I don't understand why people that know that they don't want their taxes increased and they're struggling to make ends meet, they still wouldn't pull the lever on me and vote for me on election night. It makes no sense. So by not voting for me, man, you're voting for Patrick Kelly. The other thing about these large numbers, now the Democrats, man, for whatever reason, they go out and they vote their person all the time. I think the reason is because they hate Republicans so much that there's no way that they would want to have a Republican in there. So even if a guy like Patrick Kelly they don't like, which clearly they don't, if 2,000 people voted for Dustin Stumblingbear and Dustin Stumblingbear didn't campaign, he was off the radar, he got 2,000 votes, I think it's because they don't like Patrick Kelly. But they're going to go out and they're going to vote. They're going to hate vote me out. They'd rather have Patrick Kelly in there than me. Now, why don't Republicans do that, man? Why don't we hate vote Patrick Kelly out? I mean, he's the guy that is he's increased your taxes, he masked your kids, he's fucking doing all this woke bullshit, all this other nonsense, and you'd rather not vote for at all, not vote for me, and have 4 more years of Patrick Kelly? I just don't get it, man. It's like if you don't vote for me because of the way my hair is and the way I act, then all I can say is enjoy your tax increases, enjoy you not being able to make ends meet, and I hope it was worth it to you that at least you don't have to see my face up there, for whatever reason. You don't have to hear me cussing. You don't have to hear me, you don't have to hear me causing a ruckus up there. And if that makes you happy, man, if that's worth you giving your money over to the county through your taxes, and if that makes you happy and it's worth masking up your kids, then I don't really know what to tell you, man. I really don't know what to tell you. And if you'd rather have some kind of rhino politician that looks all pretty and talks all pretty and tells you the things you want to hear and then gets in office and doesn't do the things that he said he's going to do, then again, I really don't know what to tell you, man. I really don't feel sorry for you when you're paying your taxes and things aren't going your way, man. It just makes no sense to me. So basically, what we need, man, is we need every single Republican in the district out there voting, and there's a large unaffiliated voter base too. So I mean, the numbers, you look at the roughly 10,000 for Democrats and 3,888 Republicans. You think, well, Justin, why you even running, man? You ain't gonna win. The numbers aren't there. Well, there's a large unaffiliated pool, over 5,000 votes, 5,200 votes, 5,250 votes actually. And so I'm going to need every one of those votes, man. I'm going to need every single one of those votes. And I just tell you, man, there's no excuse if you decide not to vote for me, and Patrick Kelly gets in there and you're not happy, man, I mean, it's on you. It's on you. So I'd encourage you, man, get out there and vote. And like I said, I'm gonna need every single vote, and it's possible, man. We can do it. We can definitely do it. But I need you to get over yourself, man. Get over yourself. Yeah, I got long hair. I look like a homeless man. Talk like a sailor, you know, because that's what I am. And I'll tell you another thing. So, you know, like I said, man, I was a college professor, man. I had this shaved. I've been clean shaven, short hair, had a nice button-up shirt, nice pants, and all that. And I've been that, man. I've been that, and I didn't fool anybody, but very easily I could have, right? You're more willing to believe me because I'm clean shaven, have a short haircut, and nice clothes. Is that it? You're more likely to follow me just by the way I look. That's a you problem, man. That's a you problem. You need to look inside yourself and find out why you would be so easily led and want to be easily led, that just by on appearances only you'd be like, hey, I like that guy, he looks nice and he says nice things, compared to this other guy. You know, again, he looks like a homeless guy, he cusses and shit, but he's saying things. I know he'll fight for me. I just don't get it, man. I don't get why you guys would want to be deceived like that, and why you put all your faith in somebody that just time and time again, you know, these politicians, you know, they're a dime a dozen, man. They all look and talk the same, and there's a reason why they're like that, man. It's because they know they can fool you, man. That's why they shave and cut their hair and they talk for. They know they can fool you, and you know, you fall for it all the time. Again, I'm not trying to fool you, man. I'm not trying to fool you. I'm running. The main reason why I'm running is because they fuck with me and my life and my family, and I want to get in there and hold them accountable. And also in the process, man, I want to be able to represent you guys as well, and turn things around here and make life better for everyone, man. For everyone, not just for me, but for everyone. So I ain't in it for, you know, some kind of political aspiration or anything like that, man. I'm solely in it for, you know, getting back at these guys for ruining my life, man. And also, you know, looking out for you guys, man, for everybody out there as well. So just some things to consider, man. Again, so I'm gonna need your help, man. Spread the word, let everybody know, get out and vote. I'm gonna need every single one of those votes, and I think that'll do it for this video. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate you guys listening to me. All right, we'll talk to you later.